for the development of Ghana. Within this framework, our cooperation extends to sectors such as water management, health, and agriculture. And we know that Dutch companies offer technology transfer, knowledge, and market access, and a strong position, and occupy a strong position on the world market. It is worthy to note that the Netherlands is shifting its development cooperation with Ghana from aid to trade and investment. And this is in line with the Ghana Beyond Aid, which His Excellency the President so passionately is very passionate about. I must emphasize that building a Ghana Beyond Aid is not a repudiation of aid. The engagement is expected to transition from one based not only on aid to one increasingly based on trade and strategic economic cooperation or partnership. Aid is a means to an end, and when used effectively, it will contribute to socio-economic development.
We have had the EU summit in Brussels. Well, that was a sign of how important and vibrant the relations can be between EU and African continent. And of course, you have also the EU here yourself, as some other member states. I won't make it too long. I am very happy to hear that there is more room for Dutch investment and businesses. That's something we are very happy to know, and it's also something we would like to discuss this morning. So, and well, there are so many subjects. It's also very appreciated that there are also members of the armed forces present, which is also one of the topics today we are going to discuss. I would like to end with also that I hope we can do this more often, a yearly consultation. I hope we can sign a memorandum of understanding on this, because yeah, if it is up to us, but that's also I hear from your words, we want to continue our good relations, and well, really looking forward to our discussions.
It's all about Ghana and the Netherlands bilateral relations or diplomatic relations between these two countries. Now, Ghana and the Kingdom of Netherlands have had long-standing of bilateral relations, and they continue to grow their relationship. So today marks another milestone, and we want to find out what this whole event is about, the Ghana-Netherlands political consultation is about. I have the representative of Ghana to the Kingdom of Netherlands, His Excellency Ambassador Kutia, Francis Kutia, who has been on our platforms before, and it's a pleasure having him again for the second time. Am I right? It is. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thank you.
How have you been?
Not bad at all. Not bad. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you around. Now, let me say hello to the Ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands as well. Your Excellency, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, I will begin with you, Ambassador. What is let's talk first about relations between the two countries, Ghana and the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Well, so relations between the two countries are both historical in nature and developmental in nature. Now, developmental started, let's say, maybe in recent times. In recent times means about decades ago, about 50 decades ago. But historically, it's centuries. We are talking about centuries between the Netherlands and Ghana. Now, the relationship started on, on the basis of human relations, historically, which has grown very comprehensively to cover so many areas of human endeavor. Now, in recent times, what we have tried to do, both sides, is to raise the relations up to the level that would benefit the two peoples. And these are basically in the area of economic development. So Netherlands has been a development partner, contributed immensely over the years to the development and growth of this country. It has contributed in every sphere of development that you can think about, be it in the area of climate change, which is a recent phenomenon, be it in the area of aid, trade, technology, training and education. We have a lot of Ghanaian students who go to the Netherlands to study in various universities at various levels, especially in their science universities, in the areas of agriculture, soil science, even medicine. We have a lot of Ghanaians who go there. Now, when it comes to trade, it is still the same. As you heard earlier, we have close to over 260 companies, Dutch companies, who have invested in Ghana and who are operating in Ghana very well within the framework of our trade and investment arrangements in this country. Similarly, what we try to do is to get, if we cannot even get Ghanaians to go to Dutchland or Netherlands to invest, we should be able to get Ghanaians to do business with their Dutch counterparts. And the two missions have been working on that. And as I speak to you, they have organized a group of Ghanaian exporters who will soon be traveling to the Netherlands, to meet their Dutch counterparts. In fact, they'll be visiting the Dutch Academy of Exports, where they can exchange ideas as to what areas, of exports that they can, better explore and optimize the opportunities there. So we have a whole gamut of areas that we work on. My priorities as an ambassador is to focus on these particular areas where there are opportunities, business areas, where we can encourage a lot of people, especially the youth, to go into non-traditional exports, agro-processing, and the rest of it. And we look forward to maybe getting the necessary cooperation and assistance from our Dutch counterparts to encourage and push our youth into these areas.
We had an opportunity to discuss the whole array of relations between the Netherlands and Ghana, and it is a very broad array of relations. Let's say the economic part dominates, but I think that's logical if you talk about relations between countries, and especially between countries that are used to trading. And the Netherlands is a country that has built its wealth on trading, on transport, logistics, on trading. And I think Ghana is very much in a similar position. We are both, let's say, we have our cities near river deltas, which provide access to the hinterland, and that has been the basis for our economic fortunes. And I think Ghana is moving in the same direction. And these economic relations between Ghana and the Netherlands, they date back to 1700. So that's more than 320 years.
It was a long time ago.
That was long, and we were not there at the time. But still we are building on those foundations, and we are building them from strength to strength. And one of the important components in the economic relations is the trade in cocoa products. And where we saw, let's say, perhaps 80, 100 years ago, we saw mainly export of raw beans from Ivory Coast and Ghana to the Netherlands. Now we see much more processed products being exported from Ghana to the Netherlands. And that is the direction we want to promote and to support.
The European Commissioner for International Partnerships, Her Excellency Uta Uperleinen, and the Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, have together launched the multi-annual indicative program for the period of 2021 to 2027. The event took place during the Commissioner's visit to Ghana from March 30 to 31st. The new program falls under the EU's new Global Europe Financing Instrument and is expected to provide 203 million euros for the year 2021 to 2024 to support three key areas, namely green growth for jobs, smart and sustainable cities, good governance and security. According to the European Commissioner for International Partnerships, these priorities were jointly determined with Team Europe partners and in close consultation with Ghanaian authorities, civil society, and other relevant stakeholders.
The EU's strategy to boost smart, sustainable, and secure connectivity is central in deepening our relationship with Ghana. At continental level, the Global Gateway Africa-Europe investment package is our response to support African countries in boosting investments in infrastructure, speeding up the twin digital and green transitions, and also enhancing human development. We aim to mobilize 150 billion euros over 7 years to support this ambition. Global Gateway follows a rule-based, sustainable and human-centric approach. And we are advancing very concrete flagships that are also relevant for Ghana and aligned with our priorities of our cooperation until 2027. And this is reflected in the joint programming of our cooperation in Ghana, which I'm very, very happy to launch today with the Minister. This joint program has been prepared in close cooperation with Ghanaian authorities, civil society organizations, local authorities, and the private sector. The programming exercise has also been done in a Team Europe spirit, which I'm very proud of, together with our EU member states, the EIB, and Switzerland. Together with our partners, we are committed to, firstly, support Ghana in its transition to a digital, green and circular economy.
In his response, the Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, said the partnership program will promote the social mobility and welfare of the Ghanaian people.
The cooperation between the EU and Ghana dates as far back as 1975. First financial protocols, the Lome I Convention was signed between the EU and the African, Caribbean, Pacific member states. Since then, it's been some 47 years of collaborative partnership, which has resulted in financing for almost all sectors in our country, and particularly social protection, water and sanitation, and the expansion of our agri sector. We are grateful to the EU and the AFD for their continuous support towards the development agenda of our country. I think it was Martin Luther King who said something about, not what our enemies would do to us, but the quietness of our friends becomes a problem in future. And certainly the EU has not been quiet, has been with us. And in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, you were very quick and aggressive in rechanneling 86.5 million of your resources to front load it, which was just what the country needed, following the President's really decisive actions to save lives and livelihoods. I think the statistics bear it out. Mentioned to Utah that of some 300,000 deaths on the continent, Ghana has about 1,450. which goes to indicate the extent to which the centrality of our people, keeping people alive, social mobility, and people being the center of the democracy that we talk about.
The European Commissioner paid a courtesy call on President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and held discussions with him on the Russo-Ukrainian war and the regional security in West Africa and the Sahel. She also inspected a number of EU-funded projects in the country. The EU Multi-Annual Indicative Programme takes the form of joint programming for Ghana since the start of last year, 2021. Through to 2027, the policy has been developed with Team Europe partners, namely the Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Germany, Hungary, the Netherlands, Spain, Switzerland, and the European Investment Bank. The Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Honorable Shirley Ayokobuche, has called on Ghanaians and students especially to cultivate the habit of taking a foreign language as a second language due to the competition in the global professional market. The minister was speaking at the 62nd Law Week celebration during the 3rd Students' Representative Council SRC public lecture at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration in Accra. According to her, the opportunities out there are enormous, but the language barrier denies or limits the English-speaking countries from breaking the ceiling when it comes to penetrating the international market or the French-speaking countries.
We need strong institutions to uphold our image internationally. As Ghanaians studying law, I'm sure you are aware that you are also being prepared to deliver a very important service to the public. And you are learning the law in order to ensure Ghana has the capacity to uphold and consequently enforce its laws. And I'm hoping and hopeful that some of you would ultimately specialize in international law and treaties. It's extremely important. International law, treaties. And some of you, I'm hoping, also will become experts and specialize in negotiations. International negotiations is extremely important for Africa so that we can negotiate on the international stage for the benefit of Africa and, in our case, for Ghana. It's extremely important because otherwise we go and those people out there in the developed countries, they are very good at negotiations. And so I'm hoping that some of you will also look at that, so that you can represent Ghana by serving on international tribunals and treaty bodies. It's important also to state that one of the issues that plague us on the international scene is the fact that we are bordered by French countries. In ECOWAS, we have 8 Francophone countries. There are 5 Anglophone countries and 2 Lusophone countries, making the 15. And yet, French is not a second language for us. What does it mean? It means that for most of our candidatures or candidates that we put up, one of the things that go against them is the fact that they don't speak French. And so on international bodies where it is always the case that they want a second language, it becomes a problem. So may I entreat you that if you can, please, in your spare time, take up a second language, take up the French language. Because if you take a country like Ghana, we are the second contributor to ECOWAS. And yet when it comes to our national at the ECOWAS Commission, the very few. Because international vacancies come, we put it in the newspapers, but then it becomes difficult because we don't have the second language. And this is very important, which is why we are part of the Francophonie, and the president is looking at how we can improve on that.
The event, themed Diplomacy and Public Service, touched on the essence of legal affairs in the running of the country and also identified some of the challenges that needs modern approach in order to retain the credibility of Ghana's legal system. Speaking at the ceremony, a High Court judge who served as the chairperson, Her Ladyship Eudoria Datsen, entreated the law students to protect the integrity of the profession and live up to expectations in their fields of practice in the development of the country.
As students, most of you may be contemplating going into private practice or ending up on the bench subsequently, like myself. But however, I believe that the able speaker will be able to convince you that you can also branch into public service or into the area of international diplomacy. In terms of the study and the practice of law, your options are very wide. And as someone told me some time ago, I mean, you can work from anywhere. So have that international perspective at the back of your mind.
The president of the Students' Representative Council, Wanda Victor Kuto, in his speech intimated the importance of grooming professionals in the legal space to master the arts of practice in the international domain and underscored the mandate of lawyers in international engagements. Students from the law faculty who played diverse roles in making the program a success were recognized and rewarded accordingly. All right, so away from that, let's talk about Destination Ghana. As part of promoting Ghana as a tourist destination in Africa, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, recently traveled to the United Kingdom to promote Ghana as a tourist destination on the African continent. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said the move will drive or whip up the interest of tourists in the United Kingdom and, of course, the rest of the world to visit Ghana and learn more about the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's event, I'm told, is aimed at starting a comprehensive stakeholder trade and consumer engagement to showcase the vast tourist attractions and investment opportunities in Ghana. Of course, the huge success of the Year of Return shed light on Ghana and brought it to the fore as a preferred tourist destination in Africa, together with its historical connections to most diasporas of African descent and friends of Africa. Ghana has untapped resources, and it is very much open to investment, given its conducive, business-friendly environment. The Ghana High Commission in the UK is also ready to facilitate travel to Ghana with good customer service delivery as its staff undergo regular and continuous training in customer service delivery. Ghana, with its cultural heritage, globally acknowledged hospitality of its generally warm people, beautiful weather, political stability, safe security, and then, of course, first-class culture with its resplendence demonstrated by the presence of our chiefs here. It is the place indeed to do business. And so to our sibling Africans in the diaspora, I tell you that Ghana is the place for you to rediscover and retrace the roots of your ancestors as they embark on their journey from home some 500 years ago. You will be accorded an excellent welcome when you come to Ghana.
The project aims to promote investments and firm growth through three main interventions. First, supporting measures for a more conducive tourism-enabling environment, such as policy work, legal and regulatory reforms, branding, marketing, capacity building, etc. Secondly, supporting the development of tourism destination sites from the small to the mid-sized ones, as well as to the large ones, the iconic sites, selected national parks and reserves. Thirdly, we've been supporting SMEs with grants that are active in all subsectors of the tourism sector, from retail to wholesale to services, and in the period of COVID and post-COVID recovery. The tourism development project, the World Bank is also investing in the tourism sector, not only because Ghana has the potential to become a leading tourism destination for heritage, arts, culture, and business in the region, but also because we believe in the sector as a driver for inclusive growth, which is at the heart of everything we do at the World Bank.
Promotion of tourism is a key objective of Ghana's foreign policy under the directive principles of state policy. Government therefore chose the tourism sector and the Year of Return project, which Ghana hosted in 2019, that brought together Africans, persons of African descent, and all well-wishers and lovers of freedom to strengthen our commitment to Pan-Africanism through diaspora networks. Indeed, several diasporans of African descent who have lived with us for many years as part of the Year of Return have been granted Ghanaian citizenship by His Excellency the President. In light of the successes attained, a diaspora engagement policy has been developed by government and is almost ready to roll out to strengthen as well as offer practical meaning to harnessing the enormous resourcefulness of our diaspora and global diaspora networks. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, we have witnessed significant contributions of the Ghanaian diaspora in critical sectors of our economy. The launch of the Destination Ghana project we are witnessing today is therefore in recognition of the contributions of the diaspora and government's efforts to enhance diaspora participation in our national development. The objective of the project is to improve the performance of our tourism sector through collaborating with Ghanaians resident abroad and peoples of African descent to effectively participate in national development in a structured way through the channeling of resources and remittances to promote entrepreneurship, support innovation, and develop priority sectors of our economy.
I thank you for coming to participate in the launch of one of my government's flagship projects in our tourism sector, dubbed Destination Ghana. This Destination Ghana event, London event, is the first in a series of activities of the Destination Ghana project, which has as its core the objective of inviting and welcoming the rest of the world to visit Ghana, the center of the world, where you do not only have a majority of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites of listed forts and castles, but which is also home to some of the best flora and fauna in some of the most exquisite ecotourism sites of the world. And to come across the taste of some of the richest and most diverse cultures of the world. And above all, to savor the incomparable and ever-welcoming warmth of a people uniquely placed at the center of the world and justly celebrated for their sense of hospitality. 4 years ago, on 20th September 2018, at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America, I launched the Year of Return, the Diaspora Engagement Campaign, to commemorate in the following year, 2019, the 400th anniversary of the time when the first 20 West African slaves were brought in 1619 to the Commonwealth of Virginia, which subsequently became part of the United States of America, thereby initiating one of the most inhumane and barbaric episodes of human history, the transatlantic slave trade. The Year of Return was a call on the African diaspora of the Americas and the Caribbean to return to Africa, with Ghana as her gateway, to signal our collective determination that never again will the African peoples allow themselves to be captured and sold into slavery as commodities in foreign unknown lands to help build their wealth from whose enjoyment they were largely excluded. It would provide a bridge for the reunification of the global African family, to construct a new future of progress and prosperity for the black peoples of the world, and would also put the spotlight on Ghana's Pan-African credentials, showcasing Ghana's vision of bringing unity and dignity back to the process of social and economic development in Africa and in the African diaspora.
The United States Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Stephanie Sanders Sullivan, has bid farewell to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Honorable Shirley Ayokobuche, after completing her tour of duty. The minister recounted the good relations that exist between Ghana and the United States of America, which has been evident in their engagements over the years.
We've worked so well together in such great partnership in so many areas, be it in trade and investments, economic development, regional security, and of course, accountable governance. I know that the great work will continue with my wonderful team. Nicole Chulik will be chargé upon my departure, and I know that Ambassador Virginia Palmer is very eager to arrive by the end of April. So you won't even notice I'm missing, because really it hasn't been me, it has been my tremendous team that has worked so well in partnership throughout the whole of government, and in fact the whole of Ghana during my tenure. Thank you.
It's sad to see you go, but I know, like you said, you have a very strong team here, and they will soon be joined by the new ambassador, who I'm sure will carry out and continue the work, the great work that you have done whilst you're here. There are so many accolades that we can describe you with, but you're a great friend, not just a friend of Ghana, but a friend to some of us who worked with you. We value that friendship so much. And well, this is your second coming. I don't know whether there's a third coming. There's anything like a third coming. But your second time in Ghana has had a great impact on Ghana-U.S. relations. And we really want to congratulate you, to thank you, and to say that the landmarks that you leave behind are landmarks that will forever be part of U.S.-Ghana relations. And I know that your chargé will continue to work with us, and eventually, when at the end of the month the ambassador comes, she'll take off where you left off. Take all the projects that you're working with that you haven't finished.
and I'm hoping that we can continue to work together. The area of good governance is also extremely important to us. And so I'm hoping that the programs that have already started will continue, and even more programs and projects will be added on, because for us these are very important areas. Of course, in the area of trade and investment, there is some huge leap of the trade between Ghana and the US. I see some huge figures of improvement between 2017 and 2021, and we cannot say that it happened on its own in the vacuum. You definitely had, your leadership had a lot to do with that, and for that we're very grateful for all the visits and the outcomes of those visits. The visit of His Excellency the President to Washington to meet with the VP, Vice President Harris. A lot was discussed. The issues that plague us in the West African region was one of the subjects discussed. The need for our friends and partners to help us in the area of infrastructure development, that was also discussed, and many other areas. And I'm hoping that we will continue to push for the realization of those discussions and the implementations of the things that were discussed. Also, the VP was in Washington. He met with Molifi and had a quick brush, very pleasant one with Secretary Blinken. And so for us, that is also was an opportunity to discuss the various areas of economic, especially economic cooperation. We've had very high-level visit of the congressional group led by the Speaker, and that also went a long way in cementing the already great relations between our two countries. And of course, the very important cooperation in the area of defense, maritime security that we enjoy, the support, the training exercises. All of these have been done with your very skillful maneuvering to make sure that the DCA is intact and every aspect of it is done in a way that brings only benefits and not any problems or issues to any of us. So, Ambassador, well done. I know that the MCC is also on course. We'll finish sometime in June, I believe. Yes, and it is going to bring a lot of good to many people who did not have electricity in Ghana, power. So, sad to see you go.
Gosh, look at all of these places.
Unfortunately, I haven't. Can't say I have.
Wonderful. Let me let the photographers see these amazing landmarks, as if I could ever forget. As well, yes. It looks a bit fragile.
Please join us.
Okay, thank you.
And see you next week.
Indeed, indeed. And we're, as always, very appreciative of principal things, whether it's the Security Council or the General Assembly.
We'll do our best. Because it's based on principle,
Right.
what we believe in.
Ghana has benefited from a grant by Switzerland to build the capacity of local government officials to provide quality services in a responsive manner. The ambassador of Switzerland to Ghana, Togo, and Benin, His Excellency Ambassador Philip Stalder disclosed this during an engagement with the Minister of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Dan Kweku Butchie, at his office in Accra. The grant would be applied to a pilot project named Capacity Building for Responsive, Effective and Efficient Local Governance in Ghana. It would be implemented by the Office of the Head of the Local Government Service, the Institute of Local Government Studies, and the Swiss State Secretariat for Economic Affairs, SECO. Under the project, 4 key capacity building interventions would be implemented in 40 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies to achieve the goal of responsive, effective, and efficient local governance in the country. The interventions include building the professionalism of local government service staff, developing the competences of local government functionaries, building the organizational culture of local government, and promoting effective social accountability mechanisms in local governance performance. Ambassador Stalder said Ghana had become a priority country for Switzerland's Economic Development Corporation since 2002, and his country was implementing more than 30 projects in Ghana.
There are elements of the pilot project that can also make a tremendous impact on our policy dialogue. I do hope that 1 year later, the lessons from this project will be overwhelmingly positive for Ghana and for Switzerland in order to incorporate into the new operation of our DBS support.
Honorable Butchie, who is also the Member of Parliament for the Okeri constituency in the Eastern region, commended the Swiss government for the support, stating that the implementation of the project would enhance the technical and administrative capacities of local authorities. Parliament in 2003 and pursuant to Article 240, Clause 2, Clause B of the 1992 Constitution promulgated laws for the establishment of the LGS and ILGS for the country's decentralization programs. Both institutions, the minister said, worked together to ensure that the capacities of local government staff across the country were adequate for them to discharge their mandates. Honorable Butchie said the present inadequate quality of service delivery at the local governance level called for capacity building that emphasized improvements in local governance processes and outcomes. The training, he said, when properly organized, would provide a structured and coherent way to systematically improve the performance of local governments and strengthen the links between staff training, performance assessments, and career development. Now let's move to the Swiss Embassy. Now imagine what will happen when high life meets jazz. You definitely will be mesmerized. Music, they say, is food to the soul, but in this case, it even goes way beyond. Music has the power of bringing people together in the promotion of peace. Now, as part of strengthening bilateral relations with Ghana, the Embassy of Switzerland has launched the Hemu International Jazz Orchestra in Ghana. Speaking at the cocktail reception, the ambassador of Switzerland to Ghana, His Excellency Philip Stalder, said the move would expose Swiss culture to the people of Ghana and bridge the gap between the two cultures. Let's take a look.
It's a musical project, but I would say as much as it's a musical project, it's a cultural and it's an educational project. And just in a moment, I will invite 3 eminent persons making it possible that these musicians from Lausanne come to Ghana for 2 weeks interaction with universities, with people from entertainment business, and my goal is always also to associate the press. So I'm sure our colleagues would be also ready for giving interviews to talk to the press afterwards if there's a need and an interest.
Did you know anything about Ghana, the west of Africa, was the gateway to Africa? And what was your perception, and what did you know, your expectations and what you met when you arrived in Ghana?
Of course, Googled a little bit about the country, tried to kind of visit Accra virtually on YouTube and things like that. And obviously the first shock was the heat when we arrived.
Right.
But this morning we went in the center and walked a little bit. And I want to say that one really great thing that I was surprised about is how welcoming the people were in all these streets, the children coming to us, singing and saying hello, and we're kind of saying hello all the time. And yeah, this has been a very good experience, and it's only the second day, so I'm really looking forward to everything else.
That's great. So I understand you are here for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
People can challenge themselves to play this music and perform here, also with other students and with the different meetings, and yeah, the idea is to have the feeling in ages.
Maybe it's time we just let it go. In any work, in any word that I can take it. We've seen the best, we've also seen the worst. I hold your hand and draw you closer, or closer to me. I give you a smile, I kiss your lips, and you hide your tears. Tomorrow by dawn, before you're away, I know you will find a little time. You'll be on your own. I'll be gone. My heart is weak, my soul is tired, my body's sore. One day we'll see we age, and you understand. And I try to tell you, are you safe?
Don't say it.
I don't know what to do, 'cause are you safe?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say it, don't you say it. Don't you say it, baby, please. I want to do. We can make it work, we will make it work.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. We can make it work. We can make it work. no safer love than the one I have for me. The echo has died, I must turn away, find another aria to brighten up my day. But it's not so much.
Pieces of now Johnny Brown, now give. What is on this song? Pieces of now Johnny Brown, now give. What is on this song? Pieces of now Johnny Brown, now give. What is on this song? Pieces of now Johnny Brown, now give. When the sun is somber, peace is somber. Now Tony Brown, now Kimber. When the sun is somber, peace is somber. Now Tony Brown, now Kimber. When the sun is somber, peace is somber. Now Tony Brown, now Kimber. When the sun is somber, peace is somber. Now Tony Brown, now Kimber.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of Diplomatic Affairs, as we brought you all the activities from the diplomatic community in Ghana. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and happy Easter to you once again. My name is Harriet Nati. I look forward to seeing you same time next week. I hope I earned the privilege of your time.